Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys our BBL Season 6 Week 3 battle against Matt O'Shea and his Montreal Milotic. Matt is a very cool dude. He's a very talented player and a phenomenal content creator, though. I'm sure you know Matt if you're over here and you're watching my stuff, but if for some reason you don't, definitely go check him out in the description below. He'll be linked down there with all the other coaches, and go watch everybody else's stuff, because the BBL battles have been phenomenal this season, and we love Uber's Wi-Fi leagues. But, with that being said, we are facing Matt. We are 2-0 currently on the season. If you haven't watched the other two games, what are you doing? Go watch them. But hoping to keep up our streak, but Matt has a very scary team. He has some very scary potent threats versus our team. His team is very unorthodox in my opinion. Like, it's very interesting. But it's also very difficult for us to deal with in the end game. But before we jump into the team building the battle, I do want to mention only a good 40 to 50% of you guys that are watching the videos each and every week are actually subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that sub button. It's completely free. It's really easy, and you can always change your mind later. If you enjoy Draft League content like the BBL, we also have the BBR and the NCP going up on Saturday and Sundays. We also have plenty of Wi-Fi battle content. We have plenty of Showdown lives, plenty of stuff. So if you're here for competitive Pokemon, if you want the highest quality competitive Pokemon content you can find, this is definitely your spot. But let's go ahead and jump into the team build. There will be a time stamp either earlier or right now on the screen saying when the battle starts if you want to jump ahead to that. But I do like doing team builds just so you can see what we're bringing, why we're bringing, and all that stuff. So you have that background knowledge going into the match. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. Our team, if you did forget, consists of Marshadow, Melmetal, Necrozma, Crocodile, Salamence, Tapu Bulu, Milotic, Aromatisse, Rotom Fan, Roselia, and Porygon. While Matt's team is chilling at the bottom, it consists of Necrozma, Dawnwings, right? Dustman's the Solgaleo one. So Dawnwings, Necrozma, Genesect, Tornadus T, Landorus T, Dracovish, Silvally, Heliolisk, Slurpuff, Passimian, and Hippopotas, my boy. Now, right off the bat, biggest threats. The Necrozma Dawnwings, very scary. We have a solid check and Crook. It doesn't get great coverage to hit Crook, though if it's like a mixed Life Orb variant, it can be very scary because it has things like X-Scissor, which can be very annoying for us to deal with. Genesect, oh man, Genesect is freaking terrifying, dude. Just because one, Scarf is really good for me at revenging like all of my team. So I'm terrified of Scarf. I'm also terrified of late game Shift Gear Special. That set honestly just rips me a new one, and I don't know what I really do about it, but we're gonna have to try our best to at least allow it to never set up to where it's not in range of something like a Marshadow Shadow Sneak. So that's basically my main game plan against Genesect, but we have a very bad Genesect matchup in my personal opinion. I don't like it at all. Flamethrower plus Thunderbolt, and then like, you know, maybe like a Flash Cannon or an Ice Beam or something like that is honestly not fun to deal with. Torn can be very annoying. We have a solid check and Rotom Fan, but other than that, it actually kind of rips through our team. Hurricane plus Heat Wave is very annoying for us to deal with. Fishy Boy is not fun either because we're going to be using Milotic to check a lot. So Milotic's going to have a lot of pressure on it this game, which isn't fun. Though we do have ways of chipping down Fishy Boy and dealing with him and stuff like that. And yeah, and Webs can be very annoying from the Slurp, so that's something else we have to keep in mind. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our first member, which is going to be Marshadow, rocking out the Life Orb, Technician as its abilities, Spectral Thief, Close Combat, Shadow Sneak, and Ice Punch. EVs wise, we got 28 HP, 252 attack, and then 228 speed with an Adamant nature. Now, EVs, they don't look super crazy. We're creeping a Modest Torn in case he wants to catch us getting super aggressive, because we could get super aggressive and get like a lot bulkier, and creep him creeping Mence, which is our next fastest member. Unfortunately, our speed tier is pretty garbage. But I could see Matt really trying to, you know, catch us being a little bit aggressive. So I still want to be adamant because I know I can be this matchup, but I'm only adamant with enough to outspeed Modest because I don't really need the bulk. 28 actually gives us a Life Orb number in HP, which is a number that's divisible, or a number that ends in 9, which is awesome. So we get the most out of our Life Orb. And then just happened that we had max attack left over, so I'll take it. Marshall's here to do damage, and that's what it's gonna do. It's honestly kind of unguardable for my opponent. They just don't switch into our dual stabs plus Ice Punch legitimately at all. Shadow Sneak is a great way to deal with a potential like rock polished up Necro. So if it's like not like a subset or something like that, we'll always have a way to revenge that pretty much, minus maybe Cassibberry if it's at like full. But that's obviously nice. If we get you done Genesect, it could be in Shadow Sneak range. Honestly, we're in a good position to like chip everything down to Shadow Sneak range, which would be legitimately awesome. I think we're gonna really be relying on Sneak, but other than that, we can kind of freely throw off our stabs. you know, drawback free and be in a pretty solid spot. So Marshadow is a phenomenal win con on its own this week, even though it's not something like bulk up. Shadow Sneak endgame is very clear and insight. Next up, we got a Melmetal. The Melmetal rocking out with the Assault Vest, Iron Fist as its ability, Double Iron Bash, Thunder Punch, Body Slam, and Ice Punch. 4 HP, 196 attack, 52 defense, 108 speed def, and 148 speed with an adamant nature. Now I know this is a very interesting spread, and I know you see Body Slam there, and you're like, what the hell? Now I thought the AV was very nice in this matchup, just because it gave me a soft check to things like Torn, kind of a soft check to things like Genesect. It gives me a soft check to a sub Necro, as well as something like a Heliolisk, and you know, a bunch of other nuisances, as well as Slurpuff. We definitely soft check Slurpuff, which is awesome. But I know you see a lot of speed there, and I was kind of looking at the matchup and I realized, damn, I don't really need a fourth move, and that's kind of where Body Slam ended up coming into play. I realized it's kind of free to throw off on some things, and if I could bait some pairs with our speed investment, we actually have enough speed to outspeed a paralyzed Lando creeping a max speed Necrozma, which I think is honestly pretty solid. If we can paralyze that thing and then Ice Punch the next turn, I'm expecting it to be Helmet Lando, so if we can just eliminate it like that, we'll actually be in a pretty solid spot. EVs wise, other than that though, we have an odd HP number. We Oko max HP Lando after rocks at -1, so if we catch a thing with a Ice Punch and it's not like, you know, Fizz Def, we will Oko it with an Ice Punch. We live 2 modest Moongeist beams before rocks, and we live a Specs Dawnwings Heat Wave after rocks, and then we threw the rest in defense. So this thing is just a nice overall blanket check to a lot of things. Nice bulky pivot, and if we could throw around and get some Body Slam pairs, as much as, you know, it sucks to say, like, hey, I'm playing for some Body Slam pairs, that's not necessarily true, but it's something I'll definitely take, and I don't think I need all of the coverage that I do, you know, have right now. So that's going to be big Melmetal this week. Next up, we have Kushala, the Salamence, big mascot coming in with heavy-duty boots, Intimidate its ability, Dragon has the Wingbeat, Roost, and Dragon Claw, 52 HP, 204 attack, and max speed with a jolly nature. We are creeping max speed Genesect. I don't want to be caught off guard by that thing and be, you know, revenged by Scarf once we get to +1. We live a jolly Stone Edge from Landorus if we are at full HP, and then we have the rest of our EVs in attack. And this Pokemon honestly is a phenomenal win con. I understand that Lando is going to be defensive, but I think it has a lot of pressure on this game to check things like Marshadow and Melmetal. So if we can eliminate that Landorus and get up a DD, we have chip on Genesect, a little bit of chip on Torn, things like that. Mence honestly can just win the game on its own. Its natural bulk allows it to set up on a lot, which is awesome. We can kind of Dragon Dance and do a Wingbeat and Dragon Claw, really anything on this team. So I think that Mence is actually a really phenomenal win con as a sweeper, despite the fact that defensive Lando is a likely bring. I'm more so concerned about, you know, I think it's going to be more so concerned in checking Melmetal and Marsha, which are the first 2 members on our team. So if we can use them to break down that Landers, which is something like Body Slam is so clutch, we'll honestly be in a pretty solid spot. So that is going to be Mence, the win con. Then we have Crocodile next, rocking out with the leftovers. Intimidate as its ability, knock off Aqua Tail, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. 148 HP, 156 attack, 36 defense, 4 speed def, and 164 speed with a jolly nature. Now this Pokemon is going to serve as our rocker this week. It's going to serve as our main check to that Necro Dawnwings, which is going to be very important. Its stabs honestly are, you know, kind of bouncing off us. Heat Wave can actually chunk us pretty well, but with our lefties, we should be able to take that a little bit easier. And just throwing off knocks and rocks and stuff like that is awesome. We have Aqua Tail for things like Landers. Other than that, our stabs hit just about everything. EVs wise, we are creeping Landers, creeping a max speed Necrozma. We live 2 Life Orb X Scissors from Dawnwings after leftovers, and then we have the rest of the attack just to do as much damage as humanly possible, which is awesome. And then the Intimidate pivot is awesome as well. Next up, we have Milotic rocking out the Rocky Helmet. What are we running? We're rocking competitive as our ability though. Scald, Dragon Pulse, Recover, and Toxic. 212 HP, max defense, 4 special attack, and 36 speed with a bold nature. Now we are running competitive opposed to Marvel Scout because 1, we're not Flame Orb, and 2, if we can catch that Lando switching on a double on like a Melmetal, +2 Scald and Dragon Pulse are very annoying for my opponent to deal with. Like incredibly annoying for them to switch into. If Heliolisk is not on the team, there isn't really a switch into these 2 moves on my opponent's squad. So I figured that competitive could actually have some pretty cool niche use in this matchup in particular. EVs wise, we were creeping creeps. We have 29 Spadef EVs in this, which is something else we should note, so that we don't give Genesect an attack boost when it switches in on us, so it can't get, you know, if it's like a banded Genesect or like a physically offensive Genesect, it doesn't get +1 U-turns off on us for free, which I think is very, very important. And then we have max defense, the rest in HP, just to maximize those numbers. And check things like that physical Genesect a little bit better. Check things like that Dracovish, which is just going to be our main pivot into that thing, a little bit better, if at all possible, which is awesome. And then lastly, we have our boy, Rotom Fan, rocking out. Oh, I don't have the actual EVs on here. Oh no, I'm sorry, guys. It's a cool spread too, and Bick made it. I actually nicknamed Rotom Fan after Bick instead of naming it Fig Bam because he did make me the spread, because I was having a little bit of trouble with Torn and the Mox. So big shout out to Bick for actually giving me some Mox for this one. We're rocking out with the heavy duty boots. Levitate is our ability, Volt Switch, Air Slash, Will-O-Wisp, and Pain Split. EVs wise, we are rocking out with 12 HP, 148 defense, 44 special attack, 132 Spadef, and 172 speed with a timid nature, which doesn't show on your screen. That's my Luke spread, obviously, but I'm sure you guys kind of realized that it didn't change. But EVs wise, we are creeping max speed Dracovish. We live 2 Icy Winds from Modest Torn. We 2-hit KO max HP Torn with our Volt Switch, which is important. And then we live a slower banded Vicious Rend if we miss our Will-O-Wisp, which I think is very, very important. This thing is going to serve as a pivot into the Torn, though, mostly. We're going to Will-O-Wisp and we're going to Pain Split. We're going to be a general nuisance to our opponent's team. Volt is pretty free because we actually check things like Landorus as well, which is awesome. And if we can get a burn on that thing, then our Mens actually sets up on that pretty freely. So that's obviously awesome. And it, you know, is just an overall great pivot, especially to something like Torn, which kind of ripped the team that we had up to this point already. So yeah, that's going to be the team. I will be right back with the match. All right, guys, here we are with the battle. Now, unfortunately, me and Matt could not connect over LAN. We tried for a good 30-45 minutes. I know he recently moved, so LAN can be a little bit iffy and cruel at times. So we're going to unfortunately have to play without it. But it's all good. We are just going to have to deal with it. And, you know, 1 week of Showdown isn't too big of a deal. Now, as we can see, Matt brought the Torn, Big Fishy Boy, Genesect, Silvally, Landorus, and the, what do you call it? The Necrozma Dawnwings. So now, what do I want to lead? Part of me wants to lead Crook. Part of me wants to lead Crook because if there is like a, you know, a weird Genesect lead, I can pivot Milo. If there's Dracovish lead, I can pivot Milo. Another possible lead on my end is going to be Rotom, which I think I actually want to do because it covers a lot. I scout for the Scarf on Vish and I go hard Milo. I think. Let's see, Dracovish. This ship still might do it, kill me. If it's Scarf and it's Jolly. It does not 2-hit KO, actually, which is awesome. After rocks. So that's great. If it's banded, it does. If it's banded though, like my entire team outspeeds it, so. Minus, I guess, Melmetal. So yeah. Should be okay. Have fun. No worries. Oh, he's still setting up his recording, so I guess I kinda you know what, we're gonna try and play this like it's Wi-Fi too, to where if we click a button, that's gonna be the button we click. As much as I love Showdown because I can kind of switch up and, you know, click what I want and change my mind a million times in a turn. If this is Wi-Fi, I couldn't do that. So we're gonna pretend like we locked in Rotom because now I'm thinking like, maybe Crook's the lead or something like that. But it's all good. I think our Marshadow endgame is phenomenal. We just need some chip on things like a Scarfish, which honestly could come just because Marshall's ginormous threat. We need chip on things like Landers, and then yeah, and then on Genesect. So hopefully we can nab it up here. So he said he's ready. And yeah, sick. Let's see what we can do. This is gonna be an interesting game. A little bit iffy about this matchup. I'm very hungry. I haven't been eating my breakfast. I've been sitting here trying to set up plan. So I'm gonna eat it while we're playing. You know, but yeah, I wonder. I can see a Lando League too. Just because it's a nice intimidate buffer pivot on like everything. If it is a Lando lead, I'm just gonna throw a Wish immediately. It's a Torn lead. Also just gonna throw off a Wisp immediately. And we'll be good to go. I don't know what Silvally type is gonna be this week, to be completely honest. He could be like some kind of Silvally type to resist Mel, because Mel kind of rips him. That's gonna be Silvally normal. Okay. So that's his Ghost Resist. I'm gonna Wisp faster as he gets a Toxic off on me, which is a little bit annoying. Not the biggest deal in the world. And if he's physical, that's, you know, great. That's great for us, actually. It's not really an offensive threat, like, at all at this point. So I'll take that. I'm going to Volt Switch on out. He's Toxic Tact. Okay. I'm gonna Volt. He's Toxic Protect. Doing our memo. Toxic Protect, Parting Shot. What? Normal move? Very interessante. I'm assuming something like Lando's gonna want to come out. Get a Brox. Would be my main guess. This thing is a little annoying. Cool set. So they didn't bring Aromatisse to, you know, cleric away those poisons, which I did the first 2 weeks. So I didn't know, you know, a little bit more hazard-centric of a game would happen. I mean, status-centric of a game would happen, but, you know, it happens. It's all good. Mel is still very annoying for him to deal with. So, I'll take it. As for Big Mel, we're gonna see Genesect come out. It's gonna get the special attack boost, and that's not fun, because I really don't have a switch for this thing if it's not actually choiced. We're gonna go Milo. Thunderbolts. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I think I just lose the game now. I just don't really see a way in which we win. Thunderbolt's gonna pop. I'm gonna Thunder Punch. As he fucking goes into that. Okay. I need to try and get a recover off. Or get up my rocks. Rocks to play? I think I need to get my rocks. Yeah. Yeah, this is that's great. We just lose to Genesect on matchup, unfortunately. I don't think there's much we can do about that thing. It just rips us. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Again, I think that's Scarf then. I'm pretty sure that's Scarf damage. I need to find an opportunity to recover up. U-turn. Is this Scarf? Scarf Lando in this matchup? Interesting. So I don't have anything for Vish at this point now. I have, wait, so nice and special attack boost. I'm gonna go Melmetal. Yeah, I'm gonna go Melmetal. Again, I don't know what else I really do here. I guess Mel is my least useful member at this point. So U-turn's gonna pop, and I'm just gonna keep losing momentum, unfortunately. Now, part of me wants to body slam, just beta para out, but I don't know if I can really do that. So Earth Power's gonna pop. It's fine, so it's special. And now I want to pivot. Man, this is my win con too. Like, I can't give this thing up yet. It does so well in this game, and if he's toxic, I'm in such a shitty position. Nope, he's just gonna U-turn. Okay, so he's not choiced. Fuck me. I don't really see how I get back into this game. I need to scout for the toxic, at least in my mind. This tells me he's definitely Scarf. I'm gonna body slam this turn. Get a little bit of hacks my way. I would love to pair this thing. I do not. He's Helmet, so this thing's useless. I'm just gonna Ice Punch. Actually, no, I'm gonna body slam. Body slam's my best play. This thing doesn't do anything at this point now. I'm 2-hit KO'd by everything. I'm even 2-hit KO'd by Ice Beam, so the game's essentially over. I mean, what do you think I'm gonna save this for? I'm hoping he goes into Genesect on my Ice Punch. I need chip on that lander, so I'll take it. You go into your landers, it's fine. And at this point, I need to get a recover up. Yeah. Need to get a recover up, as it's gonna take helmet chip. That's fine. This thing is getting very chipped, so maybe our men's endgame is in sight. But, that's to be seen. We're gonna go Rotom. Unfortunately, I feel like I kinda have to. I could go Crook as well. As a parting shot's gonna come out, and that means Fishy Boy comes in and it kills something. Oh, or this. I don't have pivot. That's the only thing. Yeah, so we're gonna have a rocks. I don't know what he's playing around. But there's not much I can do in this specific scenario. I'm gonna go Milo. Try and get up another recover. I can save this as a sack, as an intimidate pivot. I can also knock off the Necro still. So it's not super useless. As we're most likely going to see that gosh diggity darn, what do you call it, come in? Necro. I would assume Necro, maybe Genesect can come in. If it does, so be it. I'm not super worried. Torn is also looking to be a fat issue, so unless we can find an opportunity to set up with Ments, this game is looking very tough. Though we do probably even... Okay. I want to see some Melodic Genesect. Thunderbolt at level 50. So, we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna see this thing at +1. I'm recording, Dad! And I'm gonna make the Crocodile play, I think. Like, I know the U-turn is so likely here. I still feel like his best play was going like Necro or something. Yeah, like, I figured, but again, what do I do? You know? What do I do? So we're gonna get Switch Initiative at least. That's nice. I'll take that. If he goes into Fishy Guy, how do I deal with that? So, Genesect, if it's in range, how low does it need to be in range? +1. WINGBEAT, if it's at 88. But about that, I think I can just Volt Switch here. It's gonna U-turn its boots as well. Good to know. You're gonna see Landorus come out. Okay, I need to see if it's offensive. Stealth Rock. About an 85% chance to knock it out. I am gonna go Milo here though. I don't know if I bust the card out, because like Necrodon Wings also probably was a hit. Necrozma. Let's see if it's max HP. Different variant. Jesus, that does nothing. So we need a lot of chip on a lot of things. I'm gonna go Milo here. And I probably shouldn't have done that because U-turn came out. So we're gonna get a kill at least. Milo gets a kill. And now the only thing is I think I lose to Fishy Man. Maybe our men's can win. Fish is gonna come out. I'm gonna recover. And then what? We DD. Wait. Wait. Did he just give us the game? Two tornado dust area. Dragon Claw. We don't knock it out. But wait, he doesn't even knock us out. I'm gonna roost. That's amazing. I need to get out of range of a... That's amazing. Hold on a second. So Mens is gonna pick up 1. Is this enough? We need to hit our dual wing beat. We need to hit our dual wing beat. And we might be able to just win the game with Mens right here. Endgame might be in sight. As he pivots into Silvally. Okay. Got the wing beat again. We hit. That might be the game then. Dragon Claw. Yeah, I think that's a Mens sweep. Let's go! Okay. Let me just check Necrozma, Dawn Wings. I think it does the same damage regardless of what I do. And this is max HP. Has no chance to die after rocks, but like... He doesn't have a move to knock us out! Which means that Salamence is going to end the game for us. GG's to Matt. Good lord, that was not a fun matchup at all. And we were able to position the Mens. We just need to get rid of that Lando, and we need to ensure that we had a little bit of rock ship on that Genesect. And we were able to find our setup opportunity on that Dracovish because we were intimidating. That's gonna be GG's to Matt O'Shea. Big Mens finally putting work. I wish it was on Wi-Fi. Very sad that our mascot sweep, our first mascot sweep, wasn't wasn't on Wi-Fi, but it's all good. It's obviously not Matt's fault. Just land sucks. Bring back timer, by the way. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like. If you're new here, be sure to drop a sub. And yeah, definitely go check out Matt's channel in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next one.